Okay, let's do some problems on the kinematic equations which we learnt in the last lecture. Okay, we'll do the simple ones first and then we'll slowly increase the complexity of the problems. Okay, the first question, a car starts from rest and accelerates uniformly. What I would suggest is that when I finish writing the question, you all should pause the video and do it yourself and then compare with my solution. Okay? Uniformly at 3 meter per second square for 8 seconds. Find the final velocity and displacement of an object. Okay. So now we have already learned the three kinematic equations. V is equal to u plus at, S is equal to ut plus half at square, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. U is the initial velocity of an object, v is the final velocity of an object after time t, and s is the displacement, a is the acceleration. In order to do the problems, the most important thing which you have to remember is all these are vector quantities and you have to take care of the direction, right? Generally, as a convention, we always take positive direction of x-axis to be positive and negative direction of the x-axis to be negative. Similarly, we can take upward direction to be positive and downward direction to be negative. Okay? So now in this question, we can take this direction to be positive and left direction to be negative, okay, according to our Cartesian system, right? Similarly, we take sometimes, for example, in the vertical system, when we do the free fall problems, and if the object is just moving downward, we can also take it to be positive downwards depending upon our convenience. I will tell you when it comes. So now here a car starts from rest. When something starts from rest, initial velocity of an object will be 0, right? It accelerates uniformly with 3 meter per second square acceleration. Okay, it's moving with a constant acceleration. So we can use the kinematic equation because acceleration is constant. Time, for how much time it is moving? 8 seconds. Okay, now you have to find the final velocity of an object. Right? So what is the final? So this is the data given. Final velocity of an object is, you can use equation, kinematic equation with these variables, u plus a into t. Right? This is 0 plus, it is always good to use with units. Okay, then you will not make a mistake. 0 meter per second plus 3.0 meter per second square into 8 second, right? So now here this is second, 8s I will write. This second will cancel with this, so the unit of this will be meter per second. If left hand side has dimensions of velocity, the right hand side should also have a dimension of velocity, right? It is not possible that I am equating displacement and velocity, right? So one has to be careful. So now this will be 0, 8 3s are 24 meter per second. This is the final velocity of an object. Okay. Now we have to calculate the displacement of an object. Which equation I can use? Either you can use S is equal to ut plus half at square. Also you can use v square is equal to u square plus 2as because I have all the quantities. Let us use the second equation. Because u is 0, so it becomes simpler to use. S is equal to ut plus half at square, right? u is 0. So 0 meter per second into 8 second, that will be 0 plus half 3 meter per second square into 8 second whole square. Okay, please do not forget this square. So now because this will become second square, which will cancel with this second square, and you will get, and the dimension of this term will be meter, and that's what we expect. That has to be right, because left hand side is displacement, so it has to have dimension of length. So this is equal to, this is 0 plus 8 8 is 64 divided by 2 into 3. So that will come out to be 32 into 3, right? So this will be half into 3 into 64 meter, correct? And that will come out to be right, this will be equal to 96 meter, correct? Yeah. So final velocity of an object is 24 meter per second, and the displacement of an object is how much? 96 meter, and positive. It means the object is moving in the positive direction, right? The signs are very, very important. Velocity is also positive. It means the object is moving in the positive direction, right? So this is equal to, S is equal to 96 meter. This is how we will solve this first problem. Okay, it's a very simple one, just the application of kinematic equations which we have learned. Okay, okay, let us do the second problem. A bus moving at 18 meter per second comes to rest uniformly in 6 seconds. Okay, uniformly means the object is moving with a constant acceleration. Find the acceleration and B bit is find the stopping distance. Now, the first, let us think about the question. The bus was moving at 18 meter per second. It means the initial velocity of the bus is 18 meter per second, and it is coming to rest. How the bus will come to rest? When the driver will press the brakes, right? Pressing the brakes, the speed will decrease. And speed will decrease means what? When the acceleration is in opposite direction. The force is in opposite direction, right? Then only the speed will decrease. If the force is in the same direction, the speed should increase. So the first thing which we have to understand in this question is initial velocity of, if the final velocity of the object is less than the initial velocity, then the acceleration is negative, right? Because acceleration, one way to think is like this. Another way to think is that the acceleration is rate of change of velocity, v minus u over delta t, delta v over delta t, right? And if delta v is negative, acceleration has to be negative because final velocity is less than the initial velocity, right? So here u, initial velocity of the bus is 18 meter per second, final velocity of the bus is 0 meter per second. So how do I calculate the acceleration? V minus u over t, and this is happening minus 18 meter per second divided by 6 seconds. That will be minus 3 meter per second square. Okay, so you can see meter per second over second, that will become second square, right? So you will get negative acceleration, that's what we expect. So if the car was going in this direction, then the acceleration is negative. Initial velocity is positive. Okay, it means the speed of the object will decrease because they both have opposite sign. and that's what we expect, right? Now we have to find the stopping distance, in how much distance it will stop. Okay, so what is the second equation we can use? S is equal to ut plus half at square, right? Now u is 0, first term will go away, there is no need to write. No, I am so sorry, this is a initial velocity is there, initial velocity is not 0, right? So it is 18 meter per second into, for how much time the bus was moving? 6 seconds plus half, a is negative, okay, you have to take with sign, minus 3 meter per second square into time is 6 seconds, 6 second whole square, right? So if you solve this, you will get how much? So this will be 18 into 6 is 108 minus 6 is the 36 divided by 2, you will get 18, right? 18 into 3, 54. So when you solve this, you will get 54 meter positive. It means object has moved in the positive direction, right? Correct. Okay, this you can solve. So basically this will be meter per second into second, you will get meter. So dimension of this first term should be length, dimension of second term should also be length, because meter per second square into second square will cancel, you will get again only the dimension in length, dimensions of length, and that's what we expect, because displacement should have dimensions of length. So A is equal to minus 3 meter per second square, right? This is how you will solve this problem. Okay, let us do one more problem. Let us do now a vertical problem, vertical motion problem. A ball is, okay, please all of you try it yourself, and then you pause the video and try it yourself. A ball is thrown vertically upward with speed 2 meter per second. Okay, you have to find time to reach the maximum height. And also you have to find the maximum height, right? Find the time to reach the maximum height and find the maximum height. Now, vertical motion problems, you have to be careful, right? So for example, here you can use according to the Cartesian system, no problem. Upward direction to be positive and downward direction to be negative, right? Now, when the ball is thrown up, initial velocity is how much? 2 meter per second. You need to have certain speed to throw up, right? What do you mean by the maximum height? So what we have seen, if we throw the ball up, the ball will go up to a certain height and then it returns. So that the point, the turning point is the maximum height attained by the ball, right? And when the ball attains the maximum height, the final velocity of the ball has to be 0 at that instant. Then only it will return, right? So when people ask maximum height, then it is obvious that we have to take final velocity of an object to be 0, right? Now I need to find the height h. So basically that is the displacement of an object. Okay. Now another important point, in the free fall and the vertical problems, they will not give you acceleration due to acceleration. Okay, because it is obvious that in the free fall you can take acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so A will become g and its value will be, exact value is 9.8 meter per second square, but for my problems I am taking g to be 10 meter per second square. Okay, just to do the make the calculation simple, that's all. Right, now this is, what is this? This is acceleration due to gravity. okay, on the surface of the earth. If you're going to a very few hundreds kilometers above the surface of the earth, then it will not remain the same, it will change. That we will learn in the gravitation chapter. Or if you dig a mine inside the earth, then also it will change, it will not be the same. Only on the surface of the earth and up to certain height we can take it to be constant, that is 10 meter per second square. If in the exam it is not given 10 meter per second square, then you have to take 9.8 meter per second square. Yourself you cannot take the 10 meter per second square. Okay. Now again, acceleration due to gravity is always downward, right? If I am throwing the ball up, initial velocity is upward but acceleration is downward. The force is downward. So they both have opposite sign, the speed of the ball will decrease. But when the ball comes down, then velocity is also negative, acceleration due to gravity is also negative. The speed of the ball will increase. So G is always taken to be negative if you are taking upward direction to be positive. Okay? But if you are taking downward direction to be positive, then you can take, does not matter. So now here I want to find the displacement. S is equal to ut plus half at square and the maximum height. So for this I need to find the time. So better I use the third equation, right? V square is equal to u square plus 2as. Okay, let me write this first. But in this equation, final velocity is 0. Initial velocity is 2 meter per second. A is minus g. So minus 10 meter per second square. And I need to find the maximum height, h maximum. In place of s, I am writing h maximum. Okay. So 2 2s are 4 divided by, I am so sorry, this is 20 meter per second. Okay. 20 meter per second, upward with not 2, 20 meter per second. So this is, so h maximum will be 400 meter square divided by second square divided by 20 meter per second square. Okay. So this will be, the answer will be around 20 meters, right? Correct. Yeah. So basically the maximum height will be u square over 2g. You might have seen this formula many times, right? So finally this, for now the third kinematic equation is, it is much simpler to use the third equation in this problem, right? Also we need to find the time to reach the maximum height. For that we can use first equation, right? So this is the b bit, a bit, let me do it here. So v is equal to u plus at, final velocity is 0, 20 meter per second minus a is minus g, 10 meter per second square into time t. So t will become 20 meter per second divided by, this term will go on the left hand side, 2 seconds, approximately 2 seconds. When I am taking the value of g as 10 meter per second, but if you take 9.8 meter per second square, then also you will get a value of height around 20 meter and the time around 2 seconds. Okay. So I hope this is clear. These equations are valid for constant acceleration. We can use them for the free fall problems. Okay. And if I am taking upward direction to be positive, g will be negative because it always acts downward. Okay. Whether the ball is going up or down does not matter. If you are taking upward direction to be positive, g has to be negative. Okay. But for example, let us take another problem in which the ball is coming down. Okay, and then we'll see. Following object. A stone is dropped from a tower find the speed after 4 seconds. Okay, we don't know that from what height we have dropped the stone. Now again, because the stone is dropped, if in a problem the ball is going up and down also, then you need to fix that upward direction is positive, downward direction negative, right? If the ball is going only up, again you can take upward direction to be positive. But now in this problem, the stone is coming down. Okay, there is no upward motion. So in this problem, you can also choose downward direction to be positive, does not matter. But if in the problem, the motion is both in the upward and downward direction, right? Then you have to be careful. If you're choosing upward direction to be positive, then downward has to be negative. It has to be same, consistent with both the situation. Okay? So here, for example, a stone is dropped from, so I am taking downward direction to be positive. Okay? And also at this height, I am taking the displacement at time t is equal to 0, y is 0. Okay, y means the vertical displacement. Okay, I am choosing my origin to be here. So in vertical motion problems, you have to choose your origin. At time t is equal to 0, where is your origin, right? Because when you are going down, I am taking downward direction to be positive. Then from here, when the ball comes down, the displacement will increase, right? Do not think that, for example, sometimes they ask you to calculate the height of the tower. Then do not think, because you can imagine that when I am dropping a ball, the height of the tower will decrease, right? But it depends upon where do you choose the origin. If I am choosing the origin here, then from there the displacement will increase. Okay? So here, when something is dropped, initial velocity is 0, and in time t, how much? In 4 seconds we have to find the final velocity, right? Now obviously the acceleration due to gravity is positive, because I am taking downward direction to be positive, right? So I can take g to be 10 meter per second square. That is acceleration due to gravity. Okay, please be careful. I am choosing downward direction to be positive. So I can take this to be plus. The important, you can take downward direction to be negative also. Then your initial velocity and these both should have same sign. Then they both will become negative. If you take the downward direction to be positive, then it is fine. You can take this to be positive, right? If you take downward direction to be negative, v will also turn out to be negative, obviously, right? So do not get confused. V is equal to u plus at. Now final velocity will increase, right? Because the earth is pulling the ball. 0 plus 10 meter per second square into 4 seconds. The questions are simple. Only thing you need to, you should learn how to use these equations, because all these are vector quantities. Okay, we will talk about more about vectors when we will do motion in 2 dimensions, right? But motion in 1 dimension, just by taking the plus and minus sign is sufficient for a vector to give the direction of that vector. So this is 40 meter per second. 1 second will cancel. Okay, you can also calculate that no, that's what they asked. A stone is dropped from a tower. Find the speed after 4 seconds, right? And also, what do they ask you to calculate? Yeah, correct. That's all they are asking. Okay, very good. Let me do one more problem for you. It's a 2-stage motion. A cyclist accelerates. Okay, please all of you do it yourself and then you match with my solution. From rest at 2 meter per, it accelerates at 2 meter per second square for 5 seconds and then moves with constant velocity for another 5 seconds. Okay, find the total displacement. Okay, so now this is a two-stage problem. Why? Because the cyclist first accelerates. It starts from rest, u is equal to 0. It accelerates from here till here with acceleration meter per second square. So it has attained certain velocity, right? And the time is for 5 seconds. After that, whatever velocity it has achieved, it will keep on moving with that velocity for another 5 seconds. This is clear? This is the problem. The cyclist starts from rest. It has accelerates for 5 seconds. So it has attained certain velocity that we can find first, and then it keeps on moving with that constant velocity for another 5 seconds. So here this is again 5 seconds. Okay. So let us first find the V. U plus 80, 0 plus 2 meter per second square into 5 seconds. 5 to the 10 meter per second. Okay. So final velocity of the cyclist is 10 meter per second. Now let us first find you have to find the total displacement. First find S1, the displacement in the first go. It is accelerating, so you have to use the kinematic equation, right? Ut plus half at square. This is equal to u is 0 because it starts from rest, plus half acceleration is 2 meter per second square, time is 5 second, 5 second whole square. So 5 5s are 25 meter. Meter per second square into second square, you will get the dimension as meter. So this is the displacement in the first part of the journey. Then okay, now the displacement in second part of the journey. In the second part of the journey, the cyclist is moving with a constant speed, right? And how much is that speed? 10 meter per second. So 10. So how do you find the displacement? V into t. I do not need to require to find to use the kinematic equation, right? Because the object is moving with the cyclist is moving with a constant speed. So this will be 10 meter per second into 5 seconds. 50 meter, correct? So this is, let me check the answer. So this is for another 5 seconds, right? Yeah, correct. So total displacement will be how much? S1 plus S2, 25 plus 50, 75 meter. Okay. So these were some of the examples where you can use the kinematic equations, okay, which we have learned in the last lecture. There are huge number of problems which you can do. Okay, we'll do some more problems, little difficult one, okay, in the next lecture. But till then you practice and try to solve the problems yourself and then match with the solution. Okay? Okay then, see you. Yeah, bye-bye.